This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I'm here at RedT Homes. Since 2014, they have specialized in the selling of new construction homes serving the Denver metro area. I'm joined by Nathan Adams, who is the CEO, owner, broker. Thanks so much for joining us here today.
You're welcome.
Really, let's start off a little bit about yourself. This began for you, not here in Colorado, but in California in 2003. One single dwelling, one-man team. You basically renovated. By the year of 2007, you were pretty much jumping full-time into real estate. You became one of the top-selling agents for the firm you were with. Share with me how you decided to start this company and how this all got started for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I went to school for hotel and restaurant management, and that's what I did right out of college. Marriott Hotels hired me. They relocated me to Southern California, and at about the age of 27, I bought my first home. I didn't know anything. I didn't even know I could qualify. A friend of mine was a mortgage broker, so he enlightened me as to how I qualified, and credit score was good enough. I was able to get a gift from family as a down payment that ultimately was a loan, and I paid back. But I bought my first house. I fixed it up on my own. I did all of the work. Had a little help from my dad, who was a little more handy than I was. And when I sold it, the broker that I used, he didn't tell me that I shouldn't be home when the real estate agents come. So Saturday morning rolls around and agent after agent are coming in, and I'm thinking to myself, how much money do they make off this transaction? And I'm equating that back to my hotel job, and I'm doing the math in my head, and I'm thinking, if I just do 6, 7, maybe 8 of these, I can replace my income.
Sure.
And boy, I really like this better than what I'm doing. So I sold that property, I quit my job, I traveled for 6 months, and I knew when I was done traveling I'd get into real estate. My last 2 weeks of travel were here in Denver, and I jumped right in. I found a job working for somebody else. That lasted about 9 months, and during that period of time I got my real estate license. And for me, I don't want to sit still, so I didn't have a lot of clients early on. And I had already renovated one home previously, so I started to look at bank-owned property and short sales. And the start for development for me really was I just jumped in and I started buying properties, renovating them and reselling them. And fast forward all the way out to 2011, you get to the point where the fix and flips, the renovation projects were harder to find. So I jumped in, I started to build new construction, and fast forward to today, I've got 32 employees, and we just last week we sold 45 unit building for $17.5 million. A couple months ago we closed on a 17 unit townhome project, and I won't jump in yet, but there's a little bit of stuff we've got going in the future, and we'll get into that when you're ready.
That is a fantastic story. No longer a one-man team. You got 30 plus on your team now. Like you said, you traveled here to Denver. You now live in Denver, Colorado, one of the most active and sought-after real estate markets really across the country. Why do you think the RedT company is still a great fit and will continue to be a great fit for Denver?
Yeah, so we're a unique company in that we have brokerage, property management, construction, architecture, development, all under one roof. That is unique, and we don't know of any other companies that are doing that. So it gives us the ability to pivot in very short order. If we see a change in the market, we see a need for a different product type, it doesn't take long to kind of get everybody on board and moving in a certain direction. But we've grown our client base. We also sell for other developers, and us being kind of a one-stop shop where they can come in and say, find me land, help me design the property, and help me sell it or rent it when it's built, isn't something that developers can get in other places. And then on the flip side of that, we do a lot of our own development in-house as well. So we've got construction, we build it ourselves, and then ultimately sell it. So
a lot
kind
of
of
going
self-sustaining.
on. A lot of going on under one roof here. I look around, I see what is an excellent portfolio, but I don't think you have all the walls to do everything that you guys have done.
Oh, we have in this room. There's pictures missing. We can't fit them all.
Pretty impressive. Let me ask you this. I sit down with realtors all the time. They're telling me that the inventory right now in Denver, we literally have like 1 month of inventory to sell before it would all be gone. Obviously, they keep adding to that, which is great. But why, because of this, why is new construction something that a lot of people are now looking at?
You're spot on when you say we have very limited inventory. I call it an inventory problem, and I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to the numbers. So you said a month of inventory. We track it really, really closely, and it's probably coming down closer to 2 weeks. So it's really crazy. We look really closely at Denver County because historically we've done a lot of work in Denver County, and right now as we sit here and talk, there are less than 800 homes for sale in all of Denver County. That's condos, townhomes, single family homes. And when you talk about new construction and why new construction is so relevant, when you have an inventory problem, getting people to resell their existing homes, they're likely going to go and buy another home. That doesn't solve the inventory problem. So the only way to solve it is to put more new construction homes into the mix. So
sounds like a solution right there.
It is, and you know, our small little 32-person company isn't enough to solve that problem, but we're working hard to do our part. A lot of the development that we're doing going forward, which we'll get into talking about, is infill construction, meaning one we're working on right now, we took down one house and we're building 6. Well, when we do that, we typically don't build ranch homes. We're usually building 2-story homes.
Right. Are people, do you think, more aware also of the footprint that they're putting out as they live out there?
I think people in general are, and I think younger people more so than people my age and older.
Okay. Let me ask you this. If you've dealt in, or specialized, should I say, townhomes, condos, they've remained popular for decades. Why do you think that is? I mean, is it something they're able to keep those luxuries and comforts in something and yet still stay close by to a lot of the hustle and bustle of Denver?
You know, I think that your multifamily, your townhomes, and your condo projects have been popular in Denver for the last 10 years because that's been the lion's share of the new construction that's been built. The closer you get into the city, the less likely you are to find a big green open space where you can build out 50, 80, 100 single family homes. We have a limited amount of land, especially as we get in close to the city, so you have to build up. You have to build density, whether that's a 3-story townhome or you're going, 5-story plus condo apartment project.
When you began back in 2003, like you say, you didn't really know anything about the industry. We now fast forward, you've got 16 plus years of experience. You've seen a lot of changes. You've seen changes here in Denver. Share with me how some of these changes are kind of moving you in new directions. Tell me about the new products you got out there, which are the light homes.
Yeah, absolutely. So in my roughly 16 years of doing this, we've made, I call it a pivot, a change in our game plan, moving into something different. So early on it was renovation projects, and then moved into townhome projects, then moved into condo and apartment projects. And what we really identified about a year ago as a really strong need in the market is more and more people wanted single family homes and smaller, right-sized single family homes, keep the price attainable. And another big thing that we really see out of our younger buyers is they want something sustainably built. They want it to be energy efficient. And what we're doing with the light homes is we're making a commitment to, at a minimum, build every single home to a LEED Gold certification, which is a pretty high level of energy efficiency. And then we work really hard to build in different ways where we're using less material, sustainably built. We're using less energy, less resources, whether that's putting solar panels on the roof or low flow toilets, zero-scape when we can do it, things of that nature, so that we're making less of an impact on the environment for future generations. I have kids and I want this to be an amazing place for them when they grow up. So that, and it really is what our buyers in their 20s and 30s want.
Wow, we're talking about LEED Gold certified, Energy Star certified. These are things that people are looking at a lot more than they did 20 years ago. Is this a good fit, like you said, for first-time home buyers? Is there an advantage for them to look at new construction versus maybe overpaying on the market out there?
Yeah, there absolutely is. So I'll give you a handful of items. One, if we're building out a community of 10, 20 homes, our biggest community that we've got is going to be 70 homes. We're selling at ask price. And if you're going to go out in the market right now and compete on what I would call a resale, a home that's been there for a little while, that owner's looking for as much money as possible. They're usually a bidding war. We're seeing places go $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 above list price. Somebody comes in and buys something that we build, they're not in a bidding war. Our community that's going to have 70 homes, we're looking to sell the 70 homes. We're not looking to sell them one at a time in a bidding war. So they can dodge the bidding war. When you buy it and it's brand new, the roof should last a lot longer. The HVAC system should last a lot longer. It's warranted, so if anything does break in your first year of ownership, you just call us up, we come in, we fix it. And when we're building it to a LEED Gold certification, you're using less water, you're using less energy, you have a lower cost of living on a monthly basis.
There's a great fit. First time home buyers out there, new construction. What about for the investors? I mean, is this a good match for them, knowing they're getting involved in something that is sustainable and is going to be here tomorrow?
Yeah, for us, it's amazing when you can get multiple wins in a situation. The large majority of our 32-person staff is in their 20s and 30s. They love it. You go around the office and you talk to them and you talk about what we're building and the energy efficiency and sustainably built, their eyes widen, they kind of light up. You can see the excitement in their face, so it's a win for our staff. We have a giant inventory problem like we talked about, and when we can supply more inventory, it's a win for the market. It's a win for the first-time home buyers that are out there. And then we're incredibly fortunate to be working with a family office out of New York that isn't putting dollars first. Obviously, they want to make their return, they want to make their profit, but they've said to us on countless occasions, hey, if we're leaving, $8,000, $10,000 a house on the table because we put solar on the roof and we've done right by the environment and the future people that are going to be living in this world, we fully support that. So you don't get that every day out of your investors. Usually when you're beholden to an investor, you're dealing with what they want, and that usually is get me as many dollars back as you possibly can. So for us, we're winning for our employees, we're winning for the market, we're winning for the first-time home buyers, and it's a win with our investors. And that's just really cool for me as the owner of RedT Homes to be in that position.
Nathan, I look around on the walls here and I'm looking at a lot of different areas you guys service. Share with me a little bit some of the areas that you've been able to benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. So with our light home product, we're currently building in Denver, Lakewood, and Golden. And we have sites in planning in Arvada, a few other spots in Denver. We've got a site in Aurora, and we're really looking all over the metro area. Right now, we've got 192 homes either in construction or in planning, soon to be in construction.
That is exciting time. Do you think you'll be venturing outside of the Denver area in the future?
We did business in Kansas City for about 3 years, and I felt like it was a bit of a distraction for us. We have a very narrow focus right now. We want to be covering all of the Denver metro area with our light home product, and we currently don't have an eye on any other cities.
And like you said before, with a team of 30 plus, you're putting a dent in this solution, putting some inventory back out there on the real estate. And so obviously your focus is here and your passion lies here also.
Absolutely.
And like you said, when you began 2003, you didn't even know if you'd even qualify for a home.
Yeah.
You obviously can relate with people today as they're trying to navigate the market as well. Has it been important to you to make sure that the home's not only beautiful, energy efficient, sustainable, but affordable? Is that something that always you try to keep on the forefront?
It is, and that word affordable in my mind is a really tricky word because affordability, I think, is a thing of the past. We really aim for attainably priced. And the way we're defining that right now is if we can keep the price well below what the average single family home price is in the metro area, we feel like we're providing product that the market desperately needs.
I mean, obviously it's a pretty wide net, like you just explained, all the different people this is a great fit for. How do they get started? Where do they begin? Is this something that's done here in the office? Can it be started online?
That's a great question. So we can be found online. We've got a decent social media presence. We've got a website. We've got the ability for people to reach out to us that way. We have a sales team that's out selling, marketing on a regular basis. Anybody that is looking to buy wants to know more about the light home product that we have. I would even share my own phone number because I'm passionate. I'd love to talk to them to direct, but ultimately we've got a sales team. I'd be happy to provide contact information for our sales staff and be able to let anybody that's watching us reach out, and we're all for that.
That is excellent. For somebody who started out formally educated in the hospitality industry, you soon became very passionate about real estate. I mean, the real estate industry was something you enjoyed. For you, I mean, at the end of the day, this is about uniting community, creating relationships. Is this still rewarding for you to wake up every day and make it happen?
It is. I've loved what I do since I started. I feel like I've got a little extra go in the morning now because priorities are aligned across the board. And I can't say in the past that they always have been. So it's just a really unique time, and I'm a little more fired up in the mornings when I get out of bed to come in and run this business.
And a fantastic story. Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. First of all, on the website, you can learn more about the entire team. No longer a one-man team that began many years ago, but we're talking about 30-plus professionals located under one roof. That is really very convenient for you because of the fact you don't have to go around looking everywhere. They pretty much have you taken care of here. Not only if you're looking at buying a new home, maybe renting a new home, if you're basically and they've got services that they provide across the board, and if they don't have it, they can definitely find somebody or the resources to point you in the right direction. Once again, that is RedT Homes, located right here in Denver, Colorado. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.